Mark the high and lows here. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let me see. Everything's ready. Let me check everything's ready. Good morning. Alright, let me just share it. There we go. Alright, let's already rumble. For the 10 a.m. time here. So what I was doing was maybe equal lows, you swept it. This is what I'll mark as kind of like manipulation from this 930 move here. We didn't get really much of a retrace, but I'll just mark what I see, which is I kind of see like this is the breaker here. With low, with high, or we can count it all up here, which is fine too. Let's just do this here. This works for me. And what we got down here? Lows were not swept down here, was there? So there, yeah, we also have SMT. Let's see if we get a setup here. We're in the macro time, which is good. More stuff set up here. Okay, we're good to go. Gonna try something stuff out. We're only on the 15 minute as well. There's not much on NQ, right? I guess we can just mark this has to be in a 15 minute top here. Not much to play with here though. We could kind of see like a breaker pattern here too, which we can mark. Maybe look at the 5 instead. No, it's too sloppy on the 5. We'll just keep track of it. This is where I have my 5 here. We already stopped London highs and did another pop at 7:30. So really no need to keep on ripping up here, unless we're gonna trend upwards. A little difficult day today based on like we just 8:30 non-farm payroll. We took a deep dive and not much happening now. Just slow grind up. The 5 minute do look pretty funky too. Well, yeah, we have a clear breaker on the 1 minute and the 5, especially on Q. ES is a little weaker, right? Much weaker. Might not expect anything from this macro unless we get a big dump here. I don't think we will need to yet, but I'll just mark this 1 minute here. So there's 1 minute. We close down and use an inversion and close back order up. So just gonna mark that. We're just kind of waiting for a clear setup. How do I change this? Okay, let's get started. I want to change the radio, but I don't know how to do it as well. What the heck? Okay, just still holding around. There's nothing really you can play right now. I'm just tape reading where we could strike in. Let me record this too. Bias. My bias right now is pretty difficult. So like, the way that you want to find bias is you want to go on the higher time frame. We can look at the daily and the 4 hour. The daily is difficult because yeah, NQ retrace back to here on FMC, push down to this daily FVG, leaving lots of gaps, and we're just basically going through all these volume balances, leaving lots of gaps in between, which I think we have a chance to like move up a little bit more, but I think the upside is limited for the most part, especially on ES. ES is very limited. I don't think it can really move too far up anymore. I can see like 49.75, but it's more likely we rotate lower, and we gotta see the hourly to see where our intraday bias could be. In the hourly here, we have a large imbalance here on the hourly that just got filled, and we just bounced off the new economic gap of the previous week. And ES did the same thing. So we're trying to come back up, but if we reject this area here, I think we're gonna move lower and lower. So we're just waiting for confirmation right now. We're gonna roll a 15-minute, just to keep on flipping. You could see like this could be seen as a breaker too. I'll just do that. Breaker. And let's say like if we get a 15-minute close above, I'll be pretty bullish. But since we didn't do that, I'm pretty bearish here. ES did not even come that high up right now. It's a little messy, my chart, right? But it's fine. Just have a lot of things going on. But yeah, we just retraced back up perfectly, but this is a good area for the reject and rotate much lower. Let's just get more confirmation. If we get some confirmation, I'll jump in. He is moving a little bit lower now. See, we have SMT. We have low risk liquidity moving downwards right now. Very clear on ES right now. Doesn't mean we have to break if we already filled what's needed. It's kind of hard to do on NQ, right? But I'll just do a simple move like that. I want to see we get a closure below this FEG now on NQ. Let me see. Feeling a little bearish. Feeling definitely bearish right now. It's pretty difficult though because you're kind of relying on high time frame imbalances and inefficiency, and we have large inefficiency both sides rather than in a normal condition day. But we're just hoping that we can follow the bias correctly. Follow where it wants to go. Nothing's telling me anything yet. Except we rejected the 15-minute off of the breaker and the FEG. So not much happening yet. Just looking at all the bearish PD arrays getting respected right now. Mainly looking at this 1 minute here. Kind of like want something like this. Maybe come back in here and then really tackle down. If it does close above that, that means I'm not gonna play short against it. But if it does reject, I'll follow suit. We're just here to look for that A+ setup, right? So the macro time kind of passed here. We didn't get anything substantial, so we're gonna be looking at the 1050 to 1110 macro here. Keep that in mind. On 5 minute, wouldn't that be a breaker and an FEG for long? Let me check 5 minute. So I'm assuming you're looking at this down close here. So do we have a intermediate low? We have intermediate high. We have basically a 3 drive downwards and lower low. If you're looking at kind of like this, it is a breaker, but like I said, we filled the inefficiency on the upside and rejected from it. When we come back down, that's not even an OT entry. We make like literally a 100 point move up, and then we're just dropping like 30 points. We want to make sure we get our entry in a premium, or if you're looking for long, we want it in a discount. This tap here, if you're looking at like the first move, it's not something that I would go for. Even if you do though, like if you're looking at this 5 minute breaker, you would have to have your stop all the way down at least to 527, which is like a 40-point stop. That's not something, even though it is a breaker, it's not a executable trade that you can do. So we're waiting for more of a low time frame continuation or reversal made based on how it respects. I still want this all these lower resistance wicks here. We have just lower highs just continuously going down. Eventually I want that to get taken, and we're probably targeting these very easy intermediate lows here.
ES looks super weak.
ES, yeah, ES is very weak. I haven't seen YM. Let's see. Oh, YM is red. What happened to being the strength all year or the last few months?
It's in its period phase or something.
If you guys want to share any setups that you're looking at or want to take, just tell me the time frame, tell me what price it is, and tell me at what where does that setup originate from. So like if this setup was based on this FEG here, this large one, 956, just tell me the candle time, tell me the price, where you're trying to do it, entry stop if possible, and tell me like the type of setup, like if it's a breaker, is it inversion, if it's anything else.
We still haven't rated any of previous day highs or lows. So it's still kind of like an inside day.
Wait, Jacob said, but 935, 5-minute FEG. Okay, maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh, you're looking at this. Oh, so like, I don't know if you meant like you want a long right here, this low wick, or you're looking for it to come down more and then really get it. If you're talking about this is a different story. This is something I would be interested in. But I'm more so interested down here, because this is also a nice clean breaker and a very good value. Yeah, I was confused what you meant. I didn't know you were considering this breaker or where the entry is. But it didn't even go low enough for us to take the entry. But with 5-minute, like if you're looking at the 5-minute time frame with that large of a breaker, you probably need like a 20-point stop, and or at least 20 point. It's probably gonna range from 20 to 30 points. With a 1-minute setup, it's more like 10 to like 13. Okay, we broke the lowest liquidity on ES here, which is good. So the market usually wants to create liquidity anywhere it could be. It could be eternal, it could be external, it could be just a low resistance liquidity like here, and we would eventually want to sweep it. And if the narrative is downwards, we want to sweep it and then just grind down. So I'm like just basically wanting this to come all the way up here. But the key here,
feels like we're gonna run really high today.
yeah. Well, yeah, my viewpoint is if we get a closure on the 15-minute above 616, 620 ish, then I would agree with you that we'll run highs. But since we rejected at that 15-minute time frame levels and the hour levels, I'm just gonna hold my bias against highs. Yeah. So like the next candle close is 10:30 here on the 15.
Along 595.
Just now?
Yeah, just at 1004 inverted fair value gap.
10:04. Yeah, I'm marking that.
I want to see it run high. I put a stop loss just below 585.
Okay, you're looking for that push up. It's kind of iffy for me because we just this that push up that took out that lowers liquidity here. I'm just waiting for more. Now that we have a break upwards, I need more confirmation.
If you reject midnight open here, then I might just close it.
It's kind of interesting.
If we get a solid close above midnight open, then I think it'll
Yeah,
run to
yeah.
previous day highs.
Like there's a lot of levels against like around 620 to 605, so like it depends like how it moves there. Like I would rather let it get a good closure above all these areas before I push longs. And now let's see if this rejects here. So my bias right now, basically, or my anticipation right now, like I point in the chart, I just want to pop up to take out all these lower highs, which we essentially did, and then we're kind of rejecting that midnight open, the 8:30 open here, and if we can get a closure under the inverse, like we did for the upside, we're gonna probably rotate to the downside all these to the internal here. ES is holding its own very well right now, but I wouldn't even mind if it comes up a little bit more and then like kind of just be stagnant and then form a low time for reversal for us to take. We're just gonna get that one setup. Probably it's likely gonna form the 10:50 to 11:10 macro time. And hopefully that setup would yield us the results we're looking for. All you need is one setup. Especially on a day like this where it's a little bit tricky because we have so many news and so many catalysts this whole week, and this is the last one. I don't think there's anything at close. Non-farm payroll was the last one, and we just had like a strong move downwards, which is like essentially like nearly 200 points, about 180 points, and that rotated back upwards in like 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So this could be something that tricks people into thinking we go higher and higher, and the real move, especially in February now. February is more looking to rotate downwards on a new month. It could be this week or it could be next week. Most likely next week though. I'd rather see this day as more stagnant. What's the quarterly theory on the month? Don't know. Is there something behind that?
Month?
Or is there like a cycle with a fresh month now?
We wait till mid-February for that.
Okay, mid-February.
Just to get that confirmation, because it's still in the first phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need at least like 60 to 90 days.
Mid-February. Donald saying that we're gonna dump. You get ready to size a swing short.
I didn't say that.
Not financial advice. We're still stagnant here. It's interesting because 9:30 open, we really made a strong move up. We did a fake out on NQ, dropped about 40 points, took out the equal lows, and created SMT, bounced on the new golden gap, and then really grinded all the way back up. Those could be just kind of like buy stops where people are looking at short and think it moves lower, and they just keep on getting flipped in that position. So we're not exactly. No one's confident in any upside or downside. I bet. It's very difficult to manage this. We need more confirmation, I have to say.
The 5 minutes looking okay though. We got some chop consolidation going up.
Yeah, we are. I'm looking at the 5 minute right now too. But it's kind of interesting though, like the NQ and the 9:30 open. We formed the sweep with the equal lows and formed the breaker, but they had no necessity of trying to give us a position, except like I guess you can look at this inversion, then balance here where it made us go much lower. That probably be key here for these type of trades. So closure above that would have been pretty nice. Anyone, or let's see any questions. Shoot. Any questions any setups you're looking at, anything. It's a good time to really not be pushing too many buttons every candle you see. You want to see that setup form. So while we're tape reading, we can essentially look at any setups that you guys are looking at. We can look at a different perspective and just really ask any questions. Caddy Pan said SMT on ES. Yeah, we had a higher high on ES and Q's moving lower, or just having a lower high. So there is SMT. It's just showing that ES is regaining its strength because it was very weak. This move up with NQ moving up about 130 points. ES really only moved 15 points, which should be double the amount by now. So the roadmap of this week, do I have? Let me put up the, what's it called? 2 degrees with this news thing. Let me just put that up. Just do all this out. We don't need any of that. So Monday we didn't have news. Monday was more low probability. Tuesday we had decent 8:30 and 10 a.m. Or no, we only had 10 a.m. which create good volatility for us. Wednesday was I think FOMC, so the morning was bad, so we avoided that, and then we traded the afternoon post FOMC, which was very good price action. Thursday we expect more low probability. It gave a lot more volatility at the end of the day. Probably due to the earnings. And then Friday we have the 8:30. We have 10 a.m. I didn't realize we had 10 a.m. news either. Did we even have any movement at 10 a.m.? It didn't look like we did. So the roadmap today, it's a tradable day because it's post FOMC now. And what you want to do is really wait for clear setups. So we're in this 15-minute FEG still. We just retrace back into it. And like I said, we shared earlier, NQ here. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. We have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high. That makes this move in the morning, doing a pop up. And then non-farm payroll really crushed it down. So we're still in a 15-minute FEG within a breaker. So this breaker is still holding. We haven't got it closed above yet. And the next closure is 10:30. So if we get another close under the breaker with all these rejection, we could really rotate back down now. So this is what I'm trying to pinpoint here. ES already took the first internal possible. So it's depending on what it wants to do now.
That -2 standard deviation on NQ is being a pain.
Oh, let me actually draw this.
Keeps getting slapped.
Projection here for that morning move, morning manipulation. Like that's a very good projection.
Yeah, that was super clean. I took a trade this morning with that inverted fair value gap at 854. Just rolled it up.
So ES just kind of hit that -2.52 while coinciding with the internal swap. So my belief is moving much lower now. I can really see that. We already formed a breaker here. We could see something I'm interested in taking now. So we have a lot of gaps in between right now. We have a BPR here now. This is a very quick. We didn't get a closure yet. I need to see the candle closer here. I'm gonna give that a second first. But this could be an entry right now. I'm considering just tapping in at 590 right now. I'm just gonna take it. Let this close under first. There's just too many gaps between where this is respecting the bullish PD right here with the bearish here. We do have the breaker though. How long have you traded ICT concepts? Probably a year and a half now. And when I say, when you're asking like how long you've been trading ICT concepts to like people, you really want to see like how long they've been refining that one model. That's more so like the better question, because people, you can ask a random person, they could say they've been trading for 5 years and trading this a certain concept for multiple years, but you want to ask like how long they've been just refining one specific model and just trading that as their main strategy. So we do have the break here. We didn't get a candle close on this one. That's why we didn't form the FVG, but this is also inversion here already. I was considering a 290 entry right there, but I feel like it was way too early. But it looks like it's playing up decently here. I just don't want to rush into a play. I'm kind of waiting for that 1050 macro right now. They didn't want to get in this breaker entry right now. That's something I was looking at, but I'm still... ES could close a little bit lower first. We're back into it. Still trying to hold this area here. This would be the first main target though, and that's where if we sweep this, we put break even stop and let it ride all day, probably back down to this area here, which is near the New York Open. So this is a quality setup here, just because we swept these internals here, these lowers liquidity. We formed a high, so I'm just gonna mark it like on the side here. It's a little messy though, that's why I'm trying to make it better here. Let me do this again. So this is what we're doing right now, right? This is the breaker essentially. I'm really trying to alert the setup more for the 1050 to 1110, but this is a solid play already. And if you get the 5.9 entry, a very simple stoppage is like a 10, 11 point, very suitable. Maybe something we should have taken on the visuals. I need a... Do I have my broker set up so we can get ready? You also want to look to see if there's a candle close above 595. So like you have two things. You're looking at the breaker closure above, and then you're looking for like a candle closure above this this BPR now. It looks like that's respecting well here. Many retasks back inside. Many chance for entries. Still want a tape read right now. I am just still waiting for this here. Let me just mark this out. We might just get a delivery lower during the macro time. So the main reason why I didn't want to really push this trade, just because we didn't get a FVG here on this candle, because we closed lower, we wicked down, then we came straight back up, but the inversion still gave that entry. And we're just taking the internal. Looks like, yeah, Matt Cruz said he got it. Anyone else get the entry here at 590s? This is where you probably take the partials, because that's like about like 35 points, and then break even stop, and your next target would be in this breaker here. I'm looking to see if I can get another entry somewhere though. So we hit all the criteria we needed, which is essentially the lowest liquidity swap, respecting this off this 15-minute high time frame, and just forming a low time frame reversal on the 1 minute here. So like if I were to demonstrate it, it would be just like 590 here, stop, just right above it, about 11 points, and then this is the first target, which is basically nearly 3 RR, and then second target is likely down here. Something I did take just only because we had a discrepancy on that wick, but there was many attempts inside. It's unfortunate. Very clear call though. See if Matt got a the execution or exit right at the internals here. But it's fine. We're still only 25 minutes in. There's gonna be way more setups to come from. I'm just gonna try to take breed a lot of things and just wait for that kind of one setup that we want to take, that A+ setup where we take collectively together. So there's gonna be some plays where I'll just basically show it on the screen and you can take if you want. Some could be more riskier than others. And when we get a setup that we're all gonna take, you're gonna see that I'm gonna alert it in my Discord. We're gonna take it on the screen. We're gonna take it everywhere. I got out at 65. Is it this? Are you looking at this internal here? I guess these wicks. I think we hit the -1 standard deviation already. This is too much of a manipulation leg here. I should move it up one more. This is better. Yeah, that dot is perfect on the -1. This is feeling more like let's see if we get candle closure above. This is the imbalance that sent us lower. I'm gonna try to tape read this to see if it does want to push back up, or this is just a retracement for lower prices. So what I'll do here, I'll just draw a simple OTE so we can see that if you're looking for shorts, you're looking for entries above the equilibrium, which is basically in this breaker here. I am not against the entry here though at 590s again. It looks pretty decent. But we already took the internals, which makes it more of a lower tier one. Lots of gaps that I do want to track, but let's see. There's just some other days where it's very, very clear where there's only one gap, there's only one breaker. The entry box is about like a few points. This is more larger than that, and even the breaker itself is more about like 10 points. I really want to end this week with a strong note. I don't think we had a single loss this week yet. Just really tapping the breaker and rejected there. Are you still interested in taking the setup? If you see me take the execute on the trading view, then that's when I'll take it. This is already, just because the internals taken is more lower probability now. Because if you're looking at stat wise, had this not been taken, we just did a retrace back up. This makes it more of our statistic where we have a clear target, we have clear internals, and if we're risking 10 points, we are getting 30 points. That's already target reach. So since that's taken already and we're rotating back up, closing above this inverse here, that makes us violate this bearish PD right here. So it's more likely that we could push up now. Now it lowers the probability. So like we're respecting the bearish breaker, but we're violating the 1 minute inversion. So I'm not taking the setup yet until I see more confirmation. I'll delete that. I didn't realize I had that on my screen. That was just more demonstration for the previous trade. But when I talk about like these type of tape reading and giving all my analysis, it's to really build the viewers and especially the Discord members that you guys been around. There's probably like half that's there's like new members or new viewers. Another half is more core members where they're in the premium and they know what we're doing, and we're raising them to be more independent traders and using my like kind of market commentary as just a guidance, not like take every single my trade. If your bias aligned with what I'm saying, then definitely take it, because that's, I agree, you agree, so yeah, that's exactly why, David. So this is why, like, if we're looking at, let's say like before this happened, right? We rejected from this break on the 15-minute FEG as well. Rejected from it, took the lower resistance liquidity, and it closed lower under this down closure candle, forming the breaker. And we kind of have like the 15-minute breaker here and the 1-minute breaker here. I'm more focused on the 1 minute right now. And we have this inversion from this left side here that is now a bearish inversion. That's why I was considering this still a unicorn based on this inversion here, where when we close lower here, validating the breaker, we come back up. I was very considering this entry. Some people took it, some people didn't, to target these internals. Once internals swept, -1 standard projection on the dot. You see the inversion here, close above. Now that's the first bearish PD ray that you violated. So now that makes the setup more 50-50. Cortez, he said bias align. I made 600. Are you making 600 from this breaker downwards or from the upwards? But yeah, good work though. So now I want to see a candle close above this 15-minute. So I'll take you guys to, let me just delete some of the things off. This 15-minute here, this is the breaker that respected. 3 wicks, 3 attempts back in. It's not a trade I'm taking, but it's something that you can really use for bias. We're in the 15-minute, we execute in the 1 minute. This is a 15-minute setup, essentially, though. We have the 15-minute gap that filled. No, only wicks, no candle closure above. The breaker, same case. And then we basically rejected all the way back down for like about 60 points, taking the internals, filling this 15-minute FEG here, and climbing higher. Cortez says short 90, got right. Yeah, that was a perfect execution then. If you short at 90, I hope that you follow the guideline where if we get closure above this inversion, you'll be more likely to kill the trade. If we get closure above this breaker, be more likely to kill the trade. And have it just like a max stop at 11-12 points. So that means you're risking 11-12 points to target about 33 points, 3 RR. And if you get the 90 entry, exiting that internal at 57 is perfect. Sure, it went down 6 more points, but this is already a clear exit. Market maker sell model did a good job targeting the sometimes I don't really view it as a market sell model, because I'm more, if I'm looking at that, I want to see the whole thing moving. This is just more like a we take liquidity upside, we formed a Are we good? I think my YouTube just disconnected for a little second. So what I want to take you to is we're still looking at the 15-minute for our intraday bias. We know our daily is very funky. 15-minute is something you want to look at right now. And the next candle close is in 3 minutes at 10:45. If we get a candle close just basically above the breaker, above the 15-minute FAG, we're more on intraday bias on the 15-minute time frame, bullish. So I'm just gonna sit in the 15-minute for the time being now. And Is that the high wick of this run too? Maybe we have 2 high wicks. We're taking both of them. This buy side swept. So that's kind of how I'm trying to decide where it's gonna go. We're looking at the 15 minute respected. We go downwards. We look at the 1 minute for execution. 1 minute delivered the execution where we need it. This is where it's very crucial to take partials as you go. So you can take partial at like 10, 15 points because your stop is only 10. And then your main target is 33. You can leave a runner for all the way down here and put break-even stop or trailing stop. And just like now, like we didn't really get that really significant move downwards. We just got like 33-point move from that breaker. That's more than enough. So the way that we're operating at a very tight entry model where everything's more we risk 10 to make 30. We risk 10 to make 20. We risk 10 to make like a runner 250. So that makes you give a high win rate because we're looking for only high quality setups. Once it confirms on the higher time frame, we look for the lower time frame to get execution. And then we also are more focused on just getting a premium discount entry model where we're not looking to buy the first tap in. We're looking for a quality setup that allows us to do very tight stops. So now we're just letting this close 15 minute. I'm going to flip back to 15 minute real quick. Candle closure above. I'm just going to close out this breaker because it's not needed. I'll just keep this 15 minute FVG here. And I'll close this out here too. I don't want to see that visible. So where does it want to go now? There's not much data on the 15 now. We have to really rotate the hourly. Really pushing higher here. I want to see what this project word upwards on the hourly. Probably just do all the way up there. Oops. This is projecting all the way up at this area here. So we're looking at the 15 minute here. Or was that the hourly? Yeah, I was in the hourly. This is projecting all the way up here. Let me just do this one more time. We have more legs to move higher. Look at this manipulation leg here before the move upwards. The -4 projections kind of aligning with very key levels here. So if our 15-minute time frame intraday bias holds, this is likely where it's leading to. That's the main draw here. This is buy side. With a -2.5 on the intraday projection target here. I'll just close this out. Trying to clean up the chart a little bit. Hit the -4 standard deviation on the intraday manipulation leg here. And then we have some highs to take, equal highs on ES. So fairly doing a good job at being nimble and having the correct narrative. The narrative, there's only 2 narratives for me. Since open, it's been really choppy. The grind up is not something I can really trade. But once we rejected the 15 minute, we had that 1 minute bearish reversal all the way down to the internals. I can anticipate that. That's something we can execute. And the way upwards is not something I can execute, other than if you're looking at inversion, or we do close above. That's something that you could have saw. These are some internals. We're giving more momentum upwards. Candle closed above at 585. That could have been an entry. But I don't think this is something you can execute here because I'm still looking to see if the intraday bias aligned with what I think, and that only happened once we close above the 15-minute. So once again, it's a very good tape reading session. Even if we don't take any single trade in this morning trading session, still something that we really refine and try to study and understand why price is moving which direction, and just basically aligning yourself with the correct bias. And once you do that, you keep on doing that every day. You look only for quality setups. You're not focused on taking 5 trades a day, 5 trades a session, 10 trades a session. You're just looking for that one trade. Your win rate and your P&L is just gonna really thank you. I wonder if anyone on the live right now is really trying to take many trades. I hope not. I hope not. You're not pressing buttons like crazy. This is interesting here. We don't have that 15-minute narrative, but we set a very good external high here, which the next one is all the way up to 735, and I can really see a more of a low time frame reversal happening here, right? I'm just gonna draw this early here. I don't know if this is set up that I want to really. This isn't the macro time though. It might be something we can take. Let's see if we can get more of a retracement down. So like this is something I'm anticipating here. Just maybe like chop around a little bit and then really get back into it and then dive down. This is something I need to see happen first. So this breaker is not valid yet until I see more displacement downwards. I'm just drawing ahead time. I'll just shrink it a little bit. And when it validates, I'll draw it out. ES, on the other hand, is validated more. This is tight, though. It's interesting. Let me just see if the 30-second shows better. No, it doesn't. It's disgusting. Is breakers what you mostly trade? Breakers is the core of my trading model, and refining breakers is my the main strategy I'm looking to play. And I have many templates on that. I have, if you really want to see how I trade, there's many resources that's open. You can see on my Twitter, I have multiple templates, and then you can really study every single trade that I take on my recap. So like, you go on my Discord, my link. You just see every single trade we take. There's every single trade. So like we see, I don't think I updated when Thursday. Thursday we didn't really do anything. You can see like last Friday we took this trade. Thursday we took this trade. Monday we took this loss. So like it shows every loss. We have 2 losses here. Then we have another loss here. That's I think 3 losses in a row. But then we have green trade, loss, green. So you can really identify, and it shows every setup we took. And I try to get like a trade review in that as well. So if you're confused, like, oh, what is he doing? What is he trading? It's something that you just got to take some time and really review the educational resources and also look at the trade recaps. Because that's the best way to derive how the trade is formed. Okay. I am starting like a setup in this breaker though. Just gonna make this as the inversion here. I am more wanting it on ES right now. I think ES is showing much more weakness. Something we would like to see. Oh, let me just connect the account. I'm just gonna connect it on this here paper account just so we can show, and I'm gonna take it on my account too. So let's just see how we'll take this trade. It's likely going to be something like this. We could just do like 3-point stop. I think 3-point is very fair. Look for something in the side of this inversion here, which is this inversion is marking the BPR. We have the FVG hovering around it. Let me just take off the indicators. It's kind of in the way. So the breaker is valid here as well. And yeah, okay. Let me just set up. I think I'm liking an ES right now. If we can get a pop above 57, I'm gonna look to take it. Let me see. I'll just put one here, one here. There we go. Forming the macro time, if we get the entry, we get it. If we don't, we don't. I'm just gonna keep lots of inefficiencies to fill too. Would you wait for ES to take London high? Let me see. When you ask that, my London high is at 49.60, and the New York AM session already took that. I don't think it needs, in my eyes, to come back up there. NQ is a little funky right now. I'm just gonna look for the ES execution. It's a very tight stop. I could so the way I have my stops is 3-point standard, but if we get a closure above the breaker, or the inversion, it's something I can kill the trade myself and limit the risk to only. Instead of 3, it could just be like more of a 2-point trade or one loss, something like this. Let me just share it. All right, let's see. We get this here. We got filled. I got filled here. See how this goes. So I'm gonna navigate. Okay, let me just push this closer here. Put a hard stop at where we declared it. And if we get a sweep of this internals equal lows here, I'll take it, and then we'll be on our way. Let's just put a buy here, and then I'll likely break the stop if we if we get a closure. Don't really need to see NQ too much. I'm kind of focusing on ES. NQ is a little smoke and mirrors right now. Oh, really big spike there. Want to see how this hold is still within the parameters. Still very tight stop. I'm gonna keep the stop here. If we get closure above, I'll kill the trade early. It's hard though on ES because it's such a large wick, but I'm likely gonna kill this here. Oh, let's see its candle close. I need to see it turn, or it's already too close. I'm gonna just let it take About 300 loss on 2 minis here. Just gonna let it take it for me. I should take it, what the heck? There we go. It took it now. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that loss right now. I'm not mad at that. Alert this again. -2.75. Put this back. Yeah, so -300 in the trade, perfectly fine with that. Being as transparent as possible. We're gonna look for the next setup. Why is there such a large gap? Is that showing your screen too, guys? You're still in. I had a very tight stop. If I want to join back in, I'll definitely join back in with you. I need to see more confirmation first. That's kind of like my stance right now. But do you guys have this gap here too? Is that just my internet or what was it? Do I need to restart my trading view? You don't have it? Okay, let me just do this and just restart then. It might be my internet. Oh, you got it too? Playing games with me. All right, let's see here. No, I still have it. It might be a trading view thing then. I'm just gonna remove this right now. Let's clear this up. I'm glad we took on ES though. I think if we took on NQ, it would have been more of a harsher take and stop. But even on ES, they took it by like a tick right now. So I am really still considering an entry model if it gives it to us. We'll see. These eagle lows are something I'm targeting right now. Low wicks taken. Kind of want to see if we want to travel back up here and then form a reversal downwards. Take these wicks again. Let me just look at my ninja and see what it looks like, because it is really annoying to have these gaps like this. Okay, I can't even see what's happening here. I think he's moving lower now. I want to look for another entry back in. I want to take these equal lows. Might take the same entry again. It's kind of doing like a BPR right now, right? Is my shit just laggy? Like, what was happening? Is my lag because my ninja is projecting different prices? Yeah. Usually I would put stops at high of the run here. I just want to do a tight stop on it because I thought ES wouldn't want to really get in that. Why is my trading view kind of laggy? Is that not laggy, guys? It's like delayed by a little bit. one of my thing is laggy right now. It's either my Ninja or Trading View. Yeah, but that's a good move, Eric. That's why I'm just gonna restart my Trading View. That's why you don't have to follow exactly what I want to do. If it aligns with what you're doing, then you can play that. Shit is lagging. I never had a Trading View lag like this, or something like crash worthy. Very interesting. They really tagged our stop though. Still looking for the entry again. It's because had this break this I could take the whole candle with this breaker. NQ would have taken out already though. No way my no this price action is correct. It's just my Trading View being slower. I think that's the thing. Because these numbers for my live broker and Trading View is correct though. Look how laggy it is. Okay, I think did it catch back up? I can't even tell now. Gonna wait for more confirmation here. It can't just be only me having this lag, right? Yeah, we have SMT here too. Let's just wait. I'm gonna try one more bullet. It doesn't have to be downwards. I'm gonna let it confirm first. Look at the 5 again. 5 is respecting pretty well right now, I have to say. Hey, how we got tagged out though. I really thought the 1050 to 1110 macro would deliver us down, which it kind of did on NQ. Looks like it's just not the best look right here. Just see here. So I'm not really, even though I want re-entry, I'm not blindly just re-entering just because we took the loss. I need confirmation now. Check the fib on the high and low of this movement. It stopped almost exactly on the 50% of the move. Are you talking about this high, this low here? If you're talking about that, it doesn't really look like what you're saying. Let me just do it anyways. Oh, unless you're looking at NQ. Oh yeah, you're on the dot on NQ. Yeah, just equilibrium pop. Let me just delete this. It's just on my way now.
Are we gonna go up, guys?
Might so. They really tagged my stop by a tick, and then took the internals that I was going to target, which would have gave me like about 4 points, 3 points, I guess.
Notice how we're stuck inside the range between the -2 and -2.5 standard deviation. So that's a good gauge to see where price could potentially go.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll continue back up. This looks like another AMD setup. But now it's a little choppy, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it is very choppy.
Because if this is a market maker buy model, then this should go one more leg up to at least 3.5 standard deviations.
We still didn't sweep that high of the run though. We still would have been in for most part. Let's see how Dixie's doing. Dixie's climbing high up. What the heck? It's just we're breaking the move upwards. It's interesting. Let's see if it does come back down to this consolidation on Dixie. Nothing yet, guys. Let's just take a second and wait it out.
Oh my god.
What?
I'm $3.64 away from passing this stupid account.
Which account?
The 150K on Top
Like
Step.
Top Step?
Yeah. $3.
You know, there was one time where I was like $5 away and actually blew it from, or like I hit the daily drawdown on it just because I'm like, okay, let me just do a quick entry, one mini, and it's like, damn, I'm minus 10 points, like basically minus 200. I was like, okay, let me add another one, and I add another one. Like I wasn't focused on charts or anything. I just want to get a quick like $20 or I think I was $100 away actually, just a quick 5 points, but I just kept adding to it, and like I feel like everyone would eventually have those type of experiences. It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Oh my god. The freaking commissions fucked me over.
Yeah, you have to do like a tick above. Rookie mistake.
Seriously.
Just make another trade, man. Just see if you have the same.
As soon as I make another trade, I'm gonna freaking blow this account.
Yeah. Has anyone had that same experience where like you're like 95, 98, 99% to passing, and then you just blindly try to take a trade real quick just to make a quick buck, and it backfires on you? And the backfire could be something much larger. You could really blow the account, or you could just be down like, let's say you're only like $100 away, then somehow you're $2,000 away. It's like, how did that happen? I feel like everyone has that experience at one point, right?
It's like the biggest psychological block.
This is Dono right here. He posted 158.997. He's $2.50 away. See if he passes or not.
Don't jinx it. For fuck's sakes.
You know what you gotta do though? You just gotta put like, wait, you need a dot. Just literally put one mini, a buy stop, and then a sell stop, or a sell, like basically a buy and a sell, a tick apart. So like it'll hit it, you get filled, and then you'll immediately sell it.
Damn, burns. Oh. I know that feeling.
What does Caddy say? I passed by a few ticks, did not take profits, blew the. Oh, that I feel like that's much worse than what Dono is talking about, or if he blew it like to get the pass criteria, but you didn't like capitalize on it. That would hurt a lot. That would suck.
All right, just did it. Whew.
Now you gotta double down. You gotta make 160k just for the hell of it. So that's a 3 drive upwards now, which is nice. SMT going on, same thing here. If we get something of a confirmation downwards, I'm likely gonna try to tackle it. And on ES or NQ, they're both pretty weak. ES is weak overall, and NQ is showing more of a divergence now.
Did my chart just glitch, or is there a giant gap?
Yeah,
At 10:59 a.m.
Trading view. Is it trading view?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1050 or 10 like
10:59.
Yeah, 59, yeah. That's what happened.
I didn't even see that before.
It's someone who had like imagine someone who had like a big sell order right there, and they triggered a void essentially. It's not even a glitch. It's just a complete void.
Oh god.
Let's look at the 5-minute. So 5-minute showing just kind of bouncing on every order block, every PD rate respected. So like we can see here, 5-minute here, FAG, bounce, nothing violating yet. I was hoping that we could, after we took the external high here, we could see more reversal, but definitely it's not something that's happening yet. Until it does, I'm just gonna wait for confirmation. So we know there's SMT going on here though, a little divergence going on. ESP in the higher high here, which we're not that far from this high move up here. Change the ticker and there will be no void. Yeah, I could probably see that too. NQ explanation. I don't even have that on. It's fine. This void doesn't really matter too much. There's only one bar. Don't know. You went over 159. They're not gonna let you pass. You had to lose $3 now. You went 159.03.
All right, time to YOLO one more trade.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter, but could drop a micro just to make it perfect.
Then I get rugged, and then I lose a few hundred, and then I revenge trade, and then blow the entire account. I did that once, back in the early days.
We just want to put those degen days behind us. We're more disciplined. So any loss you take, you want to have a controlled loss, and you don't want to move your stop. So like, let's say we took the trade at 57, like we did, right? Even when it once hit a 60, you don't see me moving my stop. If I decided that I'm gonna take the trade with a declared about 2.5, 2.75 stop, then that's where the stop's gonna be.
The only thing I'll degen is in crypto. That's it.
For me, the only degen is Apex. Apex evals. Those are degen territory.
Going with 17 contracts, boom, get liquidated instantly.
Dude, the 17 contract with trailing drawdown it's very difficult when, like, literally, like, you move up, you can be up 10 points and it reverses on you. Now you're like back at drawdown.
It's pretty nasty, but it's pretty fun too if you get it right.
Past two 90% Bew knocks on 7 cons. Blew 2 of them too. So you had 4, you blew 2, you failed 2, or you passed 2, you blew 2. What's the activation fee on Bew knocks? I heard it's very high. It's relative to your account size. And I think it's only a 1 lifetime. Wait, so what's the account size for $150? Is it a 100K account or something? $50K. That's. I guess that's relative to Top Step, but I don't like that. Because I think, what would the price be for a larger account? It'll be scaled up, right? Trailing DD2. Oh, is it not end of day trailing? I thought it's end of day trailing. Let me see if we can get another setup going though. I'm liking. I'm starting to see that we can potentially get something going here. Intraday. Oh, intraday is nasty, man. If you're doing intraday, might as well just roll on top Apex. Is it cheaper than the Apex? But you said 90%, so it must be cheap. But the activation fee is $150 though. On a trailing drawdown, I don't think anyone has trailing drawdown with that high of activation fee. Let's do the 5 here. Not much is happening yet. We didn't really have any good movement above this area here. Just been lots of rejection. So it makes me want to look at lower prices. I'm gonna get some water quick. I'll be right back in like a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's get the ball rolling. So, let's see. Equal highs above. Let's see, can I mark what I see? Still just kind of struggling to do anything here.
What's that TGIF model?
Um. Oh. For us, it's Friday day. Yeah. Let me see. Let me look at the daily.
Forgot that what that even is.
That's just like with certain parameters. We can have like an expansion upwards on Friday, or lower, like upwards or downwards, and then near the end of it where we just have a big wick and then we close back into the candle. So like in this case, like say NQ or ES keeps on moving up another like 50 points, 100 points, that'll be up like nearly like 2% of the day. We might get like a retracement back down. Still a very strong close though. Psychology said, "Hi Brian, my first time watching live. Started 250K Apex count. I came from forex spot firms, where it's normal to take 1% risks. Yes. So I think what you're referring to is 1% of the account size. I would say don't look at the account size. So let's say 50K account, 2.5K drawdown. Treat it like a 2.5K account. So in that case, you want to have a max risk of what your total drawdown is, and with trailing drawdown, it makes a little bit more of a difference too. So you might it might be a little bit different there if you have trailing drawdown where it hurts you. But let's say you have 2.5K and you want to risk 10% of that drawdown for every trade. That means you're risking $250 per trade, which is still reasonable, just because you would need essentially 10 consecutive net losses for you to lose account. So you could, let's say you win 3 times, you lose 3 times, you win 3 times, you lose 3 times. It doesn't matter. But if you lose 10 times in a row, like you win 5, you lose 10, you win 5, you lose 10, and that's where you blow it up. So I would treat this, try to risk. Ali A said he switched to static. So the only thing with static is, yeah, like you said, it's like 625 max drawdown, and they're asking you to make $2,000. That is pretty difficult. I still think Top Step is the best account type that you could really do, because it's end of the day drawdown, and the payout is very trader friendly, and the account is just relative to the account size. So the price, so it's like 50K for $50, 100K $100, 150K for $150, and the activation fee is 150 flat fixed price. So that's why I lean towards on the $150 more, or the 150K more. And they give you a payout bonus when you get your first payout. So you pass the 150K account, you get your first payout, and then your whole all-in cost is only $150 with $4,500 wiggle room. you profit was asking $300 for a 15K static account that has 1K drawdown. That's absurd. What?
That's a ripoff.
Wait, you said 15K static account? Is it so? What's the target on that? Because I really don't know. It doesn't, like, if it's like 1K power target, 1K drawdown, that's fine. Because the account size really doesn't matter.
So we're bouncing off a 5-minute order block at 6:40. So we should see continuation up now.
640. The 5-minute, like 614.
6:40.
Where do you see that? Oh, you're looking at this. Okay.
Yeah, at 11 a.m. candle.
I thought you were talking about the retracement at 11:05, because we're bouncing off that order block too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, elite trader Apex, Top Step is only worth considering. Yeah, those three, and I'll add in my funded futures is also worth trading too. Those four, like everything else, I think you don't really need. You don't need Bunos, you don't need Lilu or all these kind of unknown things. I think take profit is also like
Lulu?
something like that. I don't know what some people
What a
use it,
dumb name.
but you don't need all these other unknown prop firms. You just want the best one.
So notice how we've been consolidating in the -2 to -2.5 standard deviation, right? So that's a good sign that the next move will go up to complete this market maker buy model.
Yeah, psychology. That's where your focus is. Like, don't even look at the account size. They can give you like a 500K account, and with only like 3K drawdown, you have 3K drawdown. You have 3K account. So like that's a good scheme for Apex. Apex is like, I will give you a 100K static account with only $600 drawdown. That is nothing. What would you do with that? I don't know how you would even like build that account up without like you have to get lucky with the first trade, because once you get the first trade, then you basically increase your drawdown by 50%. You know. We just took out a very strong liquidity here.
Yep, run it up. Let's go to -4 standard deviations.
So notice how I didn't really want to jump back in short, even though I like they took my stop. Um, I'm still waiting for more of a confirmation, and if I don't get that confirmation, there's no need for me to take a setup yet. And the -4 standard deviation on NQ is much higher still. We have much more room to run. And I'm drawn on ES here. I'm looking for ES to kind of go up to like 49.82 to fill this daily FEG here. So we have room all the way to 49.83. So let me just mark down the 1 minute here. 49.83. Boom.
So this market maker buy model is almost complete. We're in the last expansion leg, and yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next. So let's see. We could go up to previous day's open too, and then reject hard there for the PM session.
You said YM's going for buy side. Two Cuban said. Let me see. Oh yeah. And IQ is likely gonna reach up to here now. Yeah, that 930 move is now like looking hindsight so juicy just because we have like the 930 open, we just started turning a little bit, taking out the lows and then just grinding up for the next like 10 minutes. Still pushing higher. What is your advice on building and managing multiple prop firms funded accounts? So essentially, let's say I guess while we're waiting, because I don't think no one's executing this move up right now. We're waiting for more either retrace. We can look for longs, or pop up and pop a low time reversal. So no one's really doing anything. We can just talk about this. So you just want to start with one account, grow it and get paid, and then scale to 3 accounts and copy it with a controlled risk. Let me just make this smaller, actually. This is kind of like the general guidance of what I would recommend. You start with one account. I would say TopStep is the most trader friendly, just because of payout and everyday drawdown and very like clear prices, which is competitive. They made it really competitive now. And basically grow it, get paid, get a payout, build that account up, use that, reinvest that into 3 accounts, and copy that up. So you basically have like 3 times a drawdown if you copy them up. And you can lower the risks. So instead of doing like 10-15% drawdown per trade, you can lower to 5 to 10 now. So you would need much more loss every time.
I'm gonna head out. Be back later in the PM.
All right, man. I just want to see if we get a move here. Yeah, so you scale with 3 counts with a controlled risk, and then you add more counts once you are successful with 3. So you, the worst thing a trader can do, especially a new trader, is to try to get like, let's say like 10 to 20 Apex account. Apex is a trap for newbies, just because trailing drawdown, right? So I never recommend Apex to newbies. Once you have more experience, then you can really scale up with Apex. That's why I refer to TopStep first. TopStep is more trader friendly. TopStep is trader friendly. Because why? End of day drawdown plus payout friendly. It's very attainable to get that payout versus Apex, where you need, let's say you have a 150K account, you need to make 5,000 before you can look for a payout request. Let's look at the 5. Yeah, we got the wicks taken out. We're in a daily. We already know that we're in a daily FEG here, so we could be looking for a reversal anytime now. Because we're past the CE, or could go past it. It's just interesting. I think the most immediate thing is I want to look for NQ to come up to this buy side here. Okay, let me make it smaller. I'll just keep this up for a little bit. That's my general guideline for someone who has many fundeds and collecting payouts more frequently, where I'm not trying to show like payouts where like, oh, it's a 20K payout. It's more like let's get you to get paid bi-weekly or like alternate payouts with multiple firms, and keep that account as long as you can, and just get like the base hits. So like your top account, you can just get like a 1,000 payout is perfectly fine. You scale that with 3 accounts, 3 1K payouts every 2 weeks, 2 a month. That's like enough for you to be set for for a good salary. Yeah, I'll move this now. We kind of discussed this a lot. I'll share something here. We're kind of something that me and multiple other traders are working on. You can take a look. I posted in the chat. The link is Smart Prop Firm. It shows a lot of guidance and things within the trading platforms, and it lists all the top future firms that I trade with and we're affiliated with. So you don't want to mess with any prop firms who are being shady in any way. Target here. It's moving higher. So my run rate is 70 to 80% at 1.5 trade mostly. I was thinking Apex might still be okay with me. Always closing out full at 1.5. Oh, 1.5 RR. Yeah, with Apex, since it's trailing drawdown, you can't really hold runners like that. If you do, it gotta be very late size. And I feel like with these type of Apex, like you're more looking for like, let's say tight stops or like a 10-point stop, and like you can do 15, 20 point take profit for most of your position. It's not giving much of a day where you can get good setups, because I'm not biased in any way where like I'm looking for only shorts. I'll be open to longs at a setup where it's something that I like. So we have equal highs here. We could look for like a bullish breaker here. If we do retrace back down here, this is something we could look for higher prices. It'll bounce on this order block, fill this inefficiency, fill this gap here, and then within this breaker. So I'm open to that, but when I don't see any good retracement, it's just very difficult. This is also a breaker trade here too, it looks like. From this high, this low, this high, retrace back into this breaker here. And then we're also in this inefficiency. So this is definitely something we could consider too. I'm just marking this out more because there's a possibility we can retrace to, and maybe we'll take it. But if we violate it, then it's something I would jump down on. This is actually some kind of neglected a setup like this too. It is hard. We did sweep internals. We could have took the setup. It's more of a version here. Was there a BPR? No, just straight inversion. We close above, make this valid, and he taps inside. More so once we take this high out, this sort of validated. I think for that it's okay with them, but annoying to watch bigger trades go without me. I guess it forces me to be more systematic. Yeah, you really want to be systematic with your trading. You don't want to keep on moving stop. You don't want to be emotional. Like, if you enter a trade, let's say I enter this trade here at 696, and my stop is 10 points, you should be expecting to get stopped out there. Every time you enter a trade, that should be expected. So you don't have to be like, oh, what just happened? Reborn said, I think 5K is possible on ES today. 5K. 30 points more? How much would that be? That'd be, yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. I don't think we keep on grinding up for another 150 points on NQ. And then 30 points on ES. We're already kind of like showing... We're still grinding up, but we're not going... accelerating as fast as before. Still going to pay attention to the 5 minute. We have multiple 5 minute closure above. A little slow down after this 11:20 move. Once line close, it's definitely slowing down a little bit. But ES is at all-time highs right now. So we're just kind of letting that play out. So this is a potential long attempt here if it comes back to it. If not, we'll just be watching for something else. Still pushing. We'll just wait it out. We'll just wait it out. Let's look at Dixie. Yeah, it's very interesting because Dixie's showing also. We have this main consolidation, right, from this high to this low. I'll kind of draw a box with this. Let's do that. Main consolidation, and we're... Oh, that just went away. Let me change that visibility to hour. So we've been consolidating for a very long time. We're breaking out, but we're breaking out to the upside, which for the most part, Dixie is inversely correlated with the indexes. And I just want to see if it would rotate back down and take all these lows, highs here. So maybe come back down and follow suit with the index. Let me see also. ES is really trying to push for that daily FAG. Not much we can really do here yet. Dixie's 1% up too. Yeah, that's where like the divergence is made on Dixie too. It's just constantly moving higher and higher. I think the way that ES and Q is moving, it wants to have objective to the target first, and it might do a strong turn. Still climbing higher. Approaching lunch hour. I just want to see if we can get something going here. Anyone thoughts on going? I don't know if we can really keep on pushing to 5,000 a day. Not this week, at least. We can do it next week. My target is just kind of this area here, and I don't think it has more room to go for today. It's grinding very slowly now, right? So we're in the 5 minute. We have a strong push up, and every 5 minute close, it's getting smaller and smaller. And once we get a rotation here, it might get interesting. But let's just see how we react to this order block here. That'll be the main thing I'm looking at, because we've been expecting so well. Yeah, there's some people saying like 5,000 today. I don't think that's likely though. It's more, we might just do something like this. And then just like close right here. Close lower. I wouldn't mind closing down here more. This is like, it looks kind of ugly, but like this is like, if I were to take a guess, I'm just seeing like maybe a little pop above and then close back down. All right, so yeah, psychology. That was done. That was strong as hell, which dumped everything because people are afraid of more inflation. Getting more volume here. Once again, we're not touching anything. We should keep on pushing higher and higher. There's like zero willingness to even try to attempt to fake people out. I think they already did enough. With especially the non-farm payroll. Like after the non-farm payroll, they just grinded it up. So no longs either. Reborn said he's back. Nothing much. There's like nothing happening right now. Here's a negative forced innovation here. We're approaching the some areas too. Mhm. Still looking for higher. First drop here. People are getting excited. This is the start of something. I'm just gonna look to see if there's something that we can look at here. If not, we'll just wrap up. That's how YM did take out the buy side here. I kind of want to see what happens if it comes back up here. Want to see if we can get a closure under this order block too. Let's see the 5. 5 is not really showing much. We had candle closure in 2 minutes though. That might tell us more. Kind of miss this buy side and Q though. ES, YM did take one of them, and we already know ES has the final objective at 40.93 on the daily, but we're already inside of it. I don't think we missed it yet. I don't think it's gonna break that easily. We're gonna see some movements inside of it. This is where Stockish basically play his trendline break and then make a lot of money somehow. Just the moment it snaps, boom. Isn't that all-time high? Where's the FAG? I'll show here the daily. If you have, I'll just move this. You have the daily FAG with the contract adjusted. The contract is adjusted to here, and that's the daily FAG. That's why I marked here for me. This is what I've been watching for the last few weeks. What would this? I don't know if this is not much of a breaker play, but like it's just something. We didn't really violate this order block, but with 10 points, maybe we can go for something like this. I don't think I'm gonna trade it on my live account though. I just want to just see for fun because it's now lunch hour. It's not something I trade, right? I'll just market it in and see if it comes as inversion. We're gonna wrap up soon though. All right, I'll just try one with it. I'll just boom. Not real trade. Oh. Damn it, what the heck? I just want to see. Oh, like this might get killed here. Because it's OTE, and we respected this order block here, which is the problem. I was wanting a closure under this order block. I just want to see what happens with a 10-point move in this inversion, because we could really go for and move downwards. But we didn't get a breaker. If this was to do something like this, I would be more inclined for it. But this is not enough for it to be a breaker. And then we got to close above, something that violates it there. So this 2 down close is not something that I'm considering as a breaker here. Where did I put? Yeah, not taking. Just for visuals. It's also lunch hour, guys. Lunch hour. I might get a trade in the Discord for the PM session though. That might be something we're looking at. Otherwise, we're wrapping up because we're not looking to trade anything in the lunchtime. But yeah, I'll just wrap this up here. We'll be in Discord for PM session. Let me end the stream, guys.